What is happening, everybody? Mattmade here, and here is my review of Shaq Fu A Legend Reborn. Shaq Fu A Legend Reborn is a side-scroller beat-em-up that was published by Saber Interactive and was released for all consoles and PC on June 5th of this year. It is the second game to bear the title Shaq Fu. The original Shaq Fu was a fighting game, and a really bad one at that. It was released on the Sega Genesis and the Super NES way back in 1994. When I say it was a bad game, I mean it was a really bad game. It was so bad that we all thought it would never see light of day again. We would never get another installment of Shaq Fu, and that the title of Shaq Fu would forever be laughed at for its gameplay and its crazy concepts. But we were horribly wrong. Shaq Fu A Legend Reborn is a completely different game. It not only ditched the fighting game genre, but even went with a more cartoony and crazy style. When I first saw this on Indiegogo about a year ago, I was very concerned but highly interested. Let's see if this game holds up to the infamy of the original Shaq Fu, or if it breaks the mold and is actually a good game. The story of this game is nuts. As a baby, Shaq is found floating down the river in some crib or fuselage of a plane or something weird like that. He's found by a Chinese woman, upon which she takes him in and raises him as her own. Being so different from everyone else, he's bullied for his size and just overall way he looks. Then, a strange monk takes him under his wing to teach him the martial arts. Was it Wing Shing? I can't remember what it was, but it's really... I don't know if this is a real martial art. After a while of training, one day his town is attacked and his master is killed by demons. And heeding his master's last words of trying to stop the demon's evil plot and, gold bond for some reason, he's now on a quest for revenge and to stop the demon's evil plans. It's totally crazy, right? It just makes no sense and it's nonsensical, but it's Shaq Fu, so I rolled with it. There are so many questions that I have, and the dialogue makes it no better. But more on that later. The gameplay of Shaq Fu is quite simple. It's a side-scroller beat-em-up in the truest sense. You have your standard attacks, your power move, and something similar to a super or a special. On top of which you have fun and interesting power-ups every now and then, such as the Shaq Diesel, or the Big D suit, and the Shaqtar suit, which, if you can't tell by the name, literally turns Shaq into a giant cactus person. The power-ups are all fun and you feel way overpowered. There's also a dash that can group hit enemies and group them together so that you can do easy combos. I hate to admit this because it's a Shaq Fu game, but it looks really good. The visuals are pretty great. They're actually great. They actually put effort into this. The cartoon over-the-top style and the way the characters move and their actions are really smooth and tight. The backgrounds are also vibrant and interesting. They're pretty dynamic also, so as you're walking, backgrounds are moving, and they put a lot of effort into the backgrounds of this game. As I said, the backgrounds are dynamic, and some of the things in the background can be destroyed, such as cars. As far as background and scenery go, this game did it pretty well. The combat of the game is simple yet fun. As long as you're paying attention, you are almost unstoppable and have more than enough health to not only beat down the regular jobbers, but the bosses as well. You can do a 4-hit combo, You can do a 4-hit combo with Shaq's normal attacks and can mix in his special move to do some heavy damage to a lot of enemies at once. Using the special mixed in with your dash, you can quickly defeat enemies and move on to the next area. Some enemies also have weapons, and when you defeat them, there's a chance they'll drop their weapon and you can pick it up to use. The weapons are good for a few swings, and not only do a good amount of damage, but also hit multiple enemies at once. There are certain type of enemies that aren't affected by certain moves, like either the dash or your power move. So you have to really work around them and think in your head, hey, I can't use this move because they'll deflect it. The power-ups in this game are hilarious and fun. It has to be the most gimmicky aspect of the game, if you don't consider the game to be in and of itself gimmick. While playing through, you can come across one or two power-ups. The Big D power suit and the Shaqtar suit. Each will make you practically a god unstoppable. With the Big D suit, you are a powerhouse. You have rapid punches, and as you punch, you gain meter to use dashes and power attacks. Be careful with this though, because you can overheat the suit if you just do so many punches and fill the gauge up. As long as you're using your dash and power attacks, you shouldn't have much of an issue with overheating. As for the Shaq suit, that thing is the best thing in the game. Instead of your standard attack, you now throw needles. And your power attack, you throw stronger needles and they go through any enemy in the way. This suit makes it really easy to crowd control and take down dozens of enemies with ease. I don't know if this is a reference to cactars from Final Fantasy, but I really like to think that it is. You feel pretty much untouchable whenever you have either of these suits, and the way they balance them works fairly well. Now for the dialogue. The dialogue of Shaq Fu is hilarious. I know I've said hilarious like 12 times already, but this dialogue is gold, okay? It's gold bond gold.
Thanks for the ride.
Thank you. If you ever need a ride in Hung Low, it's on me.
There's so many quips and just purposefully cringy lines that you know the devs had fun creating this and that the voice actors enjoyed delivering them. There are all sorts of references to Shaq commercials and shots taken at celebrities. The game feels like one giant meme. From the Gold Bomb plug to the fact that Icy Hot gives you back all of your health, it is apparent that they wanted to capture the absurdity and the sheer insanity of the game and its origins. There are all sorts of jokes, and some of the interactions make it feel like I'm watching a South Park episode instead of just playing Shaq Fu, which is a really good feeling to have. The bosses in this game are pretty simple. They have a few different moves, and as long as you pay attention, they're fairly easy to deal with and pretty fun to fight. Each is very different, and the dialogue leading up to the fight is really fun and interesting. The bosses are all shots at crappy celebrities, and they're really funny and random. Like, there's a boss that's literally a giant ass. Like, she's twerking on you. These bosses will make you laugh and wonder how they even got away with some of this and why it works. Even though the game does look and feel pretty good, it is riddled with issues. I found myself at times stuck in enemy attack loops, and every now and then there are some collision issues. A few times when I was attacking an enemy, I would be doing the move, however they would be in a completely different spot but still be taking the damage. The dodging can be iffy as well. It doesn't seem like there's any invincibility frames there, so when an enemy is like driving past or throwing something at me and I'm trying to roll out the way, if I'm mid-roll, I'll still be hit by that enemy. Another issue I took with the game is just how short it really is and the lack of replay. The game can be completed in about 2 or 3 hours, and while it was an enjoyable ride, it felt like just when I was getting into it, it was over. Kind of like Kanye's recent albums. It started, and by the time you're immersed in it, you find yourself at the end. Side note, there was a notice about another game being available to those who purchased the physical copy, but man, who knows how long that wait's gonna be or what the game is, or I didn't even know this until after I bought it digitally, so I may have to go out and purchase a physical copy of this game. Overall, Shaq Fu A Legend Reborn only shares the name with its predecessor. It's fun but really short. It will only take a few hours to complete and lacks much replay value outside of the collectibles, but a lot of quirky things and fun dialogue make it a memorable experience. If you have the $20 to spend and want a quick adventure full of references and over-the-top animation, then I would actually recommend this game. That being said, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Are you interested in Shaq Fu A Legend Reborn? Are you like, man, this game looks crappy? What are your thoughts on the game? Also, have you played the original Shaq Fu? Let me know one of those things in the comment section down below. And don't forget, if you like weekly reviews and daily Let's Plays, consider striking that subscribe button. This is Mattmade, and I will see you guys next time.
No matter what happens here, I've already won. My 30 years of work has paid off. The people are soft, stupid, practicing operation. 1 in 10 children believes bananas are made in a factory.